Hey everybody, as chapter president, I wanted to welcome all of you to this year's annual meeting. I'm filming this 18 days before today, and I'm coming to you sort of live in the past from Anaheim, California at the National American Academy of Pediatrics National Conference and Exhibition. It has been so great, just like our meeting. It's been 3 years since National AAP was together, and I can't tell you how great it's been to have everybody back in person, the energy and the network. And that is what I'm most excited about for everybody here at our Ohio chapter annual meeting. So welcome back, network, learn, have fun, and I hope to see you throughout the conference. Thanks for coming.
When I was 2 years old, 1968, I unfortunately drank liquid Drano. I heard I was thirsty and there weren't child safety caps, and so my sister went over to my neighbors and they came over and drove me to the emergency room. They told my parents that there was nothing more that medicine could do and that I was literally in God's hands. And around that time, somebody made my parents aware of a cardiothoracic surgeon by the name of Dr. Gabriel Sabka. That surgeon in 1968 did tableside biomedical engineering and told my parents, I just hope it gets them far enough that medicine comes along and is able to do something better. Well, here I am, almost 55 years of age, with the exact same esophagus that Dr. Sabka constructed. I feel a calling to the medical profession that although their education and training has done a wonderful job building a skill set that generates them a very significant income, unfortunately, doctors don't have the best track record on converting that significant income into wealth and the clarity and the confidence that comes financially with that.
The people that I work with, they're very skilled in what they do. So surgeons are very skilled in surgery, healthcare executives skilled in delivering healthcare, but I'm not an expert in personal and financial planning for myself and for my family. And having people like John help me and help others who understand our life, the goals that we have, and incorporate that into the planning has been very helpful, and I really appreciate that very much.
The same thing in medicine. I'm not going to use all these big technical terms when trying to explain to a patient, and John's able to do the same thing when it comes to financial planning and the impacts of markets and things like that. If I had to make it akin to medicine, he's got a great bedside manner. They know me and they know my family, they know our situation. That concept of trust and relationship is not just with John and myself or John and his clients, it goes for the entire staff, and I sense that sincerity in them.
I really view this as my way of serving and giving back to a profession that has given me my very life.
Well, if I were asked by a primary care physician or other provider about how they can, get more involved in the oral health of their patients, one thing is to find out the facts, get educated. There's a really easy way to do that. The Smiles for Life National Oral Health Curriculum is freely available online. It's got 8 modules that cover oral health across the lifespan. It's been endorsed by over 20 professional organizations. You can get education credit for it, and you can learn about the oral systemic connection, child oral health, adult oral health in pregnancy, how to do an oral exam, about the role of fluoride. It really is a valuable and readily accessible source of knowledge. Secondly, I think talking to the administrative people in the practice to enable the administrators to understand the importance of including oral health, because if the administrators understand the value of it, that could help including it in the practice.
CareSource is a nonprofit multi-state health plan recognized as a national leader in managed care. Founded in 1989, CareSource administers one of the nation's largest Medicaid managed care plans and offers a lifetime of access to care through health insurance, including Medicaid, Health Insurance Marketplace, Medicare Advantage, and dual-eligible programs. At CareSource, we work to bridge gaps to better care by improving health equity, health outcomes, and health literacy in communities where CareSource members reside. We want to be a partner in creating vibrant communities where people want to live, work, and play, ultimately driving economic growth and helping individuals lead healthy lives. CareSource serves more than 2 million members, supported by a workforce of more than 4,000 across 6 states. CareSource, we're building partnerships.
Before there are formulations, before ingredients are selected, before anything CeraVe is ever created, there's a partnership unlike any other. While clinical results are important, nothing matters until you see those same results in practice. So we chose to develop CeraVe from the beginning with those most passionate about skin, those who have made skin their life, dermatologists like you. CeraVe listens. Your feedback and real-world experiences are used to innovate from formulation to production. We ask you to assess every CeraVe ingredient, challenge every CeraVe texture, test every CeraVe product, all to continuously provide therapeutic skin care for all. Because the moment of truth, while treating a patient, calls for clinical expertise and proven results. It's coming together to create skincare backed by science and believed in by all. These are the products that will touch your patient's skin, your family's skin, your own skin. When we say CeraVe is developed with dermatologists, it's not just a line or a part of our logo. It's the foundation of CeraVe, so all skin can benefit from the specialty of dermatology.
Hi, my name is Frank Combs and I'm the Executive Director of CPP. CPP is a national vaccine buying group. We offer outstanding pricing and significant rebates on pediatric and adult vaccines. We also offer grants, educational resources, and financial analysis to help our members with vaccine management. We hope that you'll check out all that the CPP program has to offer and discover for yourself that while you take care of patients, CPP takes care of you.
Shouldn't American babies get an amount of DHA global experts recommend? Enfamil provides it, but Similac gives babies here less than half that amount, while giving babies in other countries more. Switch to Enfamil.
I'm Trish Mangan.
I'm Brian Mangan. Ken was born with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, which is an extremely serious, non-curable heart defect. Basically means he has no left side of his heart. And the left side of the heart is the side of the heart that does the pumping to the body. And he miraculously had 3 open heart surgeries before the age of 3.
And those were just pretty much palliative until he's old enough to get a heart transplant. He has not had that yet, but it will be required at some point. How that disease has affected his day-to-day life, he gets tired really easily. There are a lot of doctor's appointments and testing, blood work. He takes 16 pills a day. Those are just all parts of his daily life. Along with his disease, he has comorbid conditions of autism, OCD, and very extreme anxiety.
I first heard of Flying Horse Farms. It just sounded so amazing to me. It sounded like, yes, this is the perfect camp because it has everything that we've been missing and hoping and praying for Ken to go to camp.
The vision of Flying Horse Farms is to become the first prescription for holistic healing. That means that if a child is in the hospital and they receive that life-changing diagnosis, that their clinicians and care team will prescribe Flying Horse Farms' camp experience as part of their treatment plan because they too believe in the healing and transformative power of camp.
Dropping him off at camp was very nerve-wracking for me as far as being nervous for Ken. Ken, with his anxiety, was very fearful of getting his head wet. With Dr. Boyle and 2 of his family members, his sons who were camp counselors, on the side of the pool cheering him on, it got Ken to be brave enough to go into the deeper end of the pool. It was a major accomplishment. And because of that, Dr. Boyle gave him the nickname Deep End Ken.
First week at camp was like no other camp I've ever been to, or any experience I've had. I felt like I fit in with everyone, and everyone else understood me, and I understood everyone else. At the end of the first week of camp, 10 years ago, I didn't want to go home. I was sad to go home because I had some experiences that I never had before, and made friends for the first time in my life.
If I was able to thank those who support camp, I would say thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping our kids to be brave, strong, and become amazing like we know they are.
I would say this place is so awesome that I'm getting goosebumps. You don't have anything to worry about. They will take care of your child the way that your child needs to be taken care of. This is not like any other camp. It shows you, it gives you hope. There are people in the world that want to help. And with Flying Nurse Farms, that's who's here, people who want to help.
Camp has changed my life so much that I can't imagine what I would be like without it.
Wouldn't it be cool if we had modern technology that was doing a better job of finding amblyopia? And the news is that technology is available and it could be used now. The refractive error, as far as the pediatrician is concerned, is invisible. You can't see it. Photo screening has the capacity to allow the pediatrician to find refractive error way before they were able to find acuity screening failure for amblyopia.
If you have a kid that's +6 in one eye and 0 in the other, and you look at the red reflex will look different to you. But it only takes 1 or 2 diopters of difference between the two eyes to cause amblyopia. So you're not going to detect a kid who's +3 and +1 on your red reflex exam.
One of the things that we were facing in our clinic several years ago was trying to stay in compliance with the recommendations from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Thankfully, I came across an advertisement for a Go Check Kids device, and I thought, man, this may actually be the way that we can keep in compliance and really start evaluating these kids so nobody falls through the cracks.
You know, for a pediatrician to handle so much in a given visit is still astounding what they're doing. I think with technology to make it easier, we could really reduce the number of kids who fall through the cracks and don't get diagnosed. It just seems to me that it's a very low hurdle to get people to say, I'll make that investment for the sake of kids' vision.
At Help Me Grow, we provide family support and guidance to new parents. Whether you are pregnant or have a new baby, our goal is to help make your job as a parent a little easier.
Home visitors come into the family's home and provide information and resources to new and expectant families to prepare them better to bring the baby home. We really work with families to make sure that they have all their questions answered. I will help them call around local places and hospitals, help them prepare and make sure that they have the crib and toys and things that are developmentally stimulating for the infant. We really want to make sure that the family is connected with safe sleep resources, doctors, they have their pediatrician set up, and just making sure that the families feel like their needs are being met. I love working with families and making relationships with them, and it's so fun to watch them just grow and learn, and at the end of the day, it's really exciting when they don't need us anymore.
What I like about having a home visitor come into my home is that it's just a relief to actually have someone you can trust come into your home. It's also nice that I don't have to go out to another appointment and meet her. She comes right in, I sit and I wait for her, and she's able to look around and see where my baby will be living and give me suggestions and opinions on how to prepare. Being a first-time mom, I had a lot of questions and concerns, and she eased all those concerns that I had and answered those questions for me. I feel that I wouldn't be as prepared as I am now to have this baby if it were not for the home visitor. What I would tell new parents to encourage them to participate in the home visiting program is that they absolutely have to do it because it relieves so much stress. Having the home visitor and being in this home visiting program is the absolutely best thing that I could have ever done for me and my baby.
I really like the home visitor coming to the home because I don't have to worry about getting my kids all packed up and going out somewhere. It's very convenient and easy on me. The kids actually get excited to see her come and visit with us. She's really puts them at ease. They act like she's a family friend. The program has helped us a lot as far as me being more confident as a mother. And also if I have any questions, I always feel comfortable and free to ask her without feeling that judgment. So it just makes me more comfortable and confident as a mother that I wouldn't have had without her and that assistance. I would really encourage new parents to participate in the program because they are here to help. They provide a lot of good services and benefits that we wouldn't have had otherwise. And so it is a really good program.
At Help Me Grow, we want to help give your baby the best possible start in life. To learn more, visit our website or give us a call.
Early intervention services support parents and caregivers in their efforts to enhance the development of their infant or toddler who has developmental delays or disabilities. The first 3 years of life are an important time for the health and development of all children, and starting intervention services early improves a child's ability to develop and learn. It may also prevent or reduce the need for special help later. The Early Intervention System will be your partner and will help you achieve the outcomes that you and your EI team have set for your child and family. This video will explain what your early intervention services will look like, why they work, and what you can expect. Children learn best through everyday experiences and interactions with familiar people in familiar environments. You are your child's best teacher. And with the support from early intervention, you and your family members can enhance your child's learning and development. The first person that will visit you is your early intervention service coordinator, who will explain the program, get your consent, and work with you to identify your family's priorities, strengths, and needs. Your child will then be evaluated in order to determine eligibility and identify any areas where you and your child may need support. Once it's determined that your child is eligible and in need of services, you will have access to an early intervention team dedicated to your child and family. Your team will consist of you, a service coordinator, and service providers. Your team will work with you to determine which person will serve as your primary service provider, or PSP. This person can best address the outcomes you have for your child and family. The primary service provider will visit you on a regular basis to achieve those outcomes with other team members working behind the scenes. Other team members may visit you and your child along with the primary service provider if additional support is needed. Your service coordinator will be in frequent contact with you and your primary service provider. Your service coordinator will help you share information with the rest of the team, lead the process to develop your individualized family service plan, connect you to needed services, and be there for you every step of the way. Your primary service provider will demonstrate techniques to help your child grow, as sometimes the smallest daily tasks, like mealtime or getting dressed, present the biggest challenges. You and your primary service provider will come up with ideas that you can use in everyday activities and between visits. Early intervention services will be provided within your child's natural environment, where he or she lives, learns, and plays. Visits are customized to fit your schedule and can take place wherever you believe is most important for you and your child to learn. Visits will be primarily between you, your family, your primary service provider, and your service coordinator. Your team meets frequently to discuss the progress of your child and uses the expertise of other team members as needed, which means you may or may not see the other team members depending on your family's needs. You're welcome to participate in these team meetings at any time. Your participation is the key to this process. You are the expert when it comes to your child, and together we make a great team.
Picture this. A child and parent experience uncontrollable giggles. They're laughing so hard that their bellies start to ache. The reason for their infectious smile is joy. Joyful Together is a research-based model that reduces toxic stress in children. Joyful Together strengthens relationships through easy-to-do activities. Joyful Together parents report increased closeness with their children, lowered stress, and more play into their daily routines. Ohio Guidestone created Joyful Together in response to a pressing need among families and communities. About half of all Ohio children have at least one adverse childhood experience. Joyful Together is the perfect addition to any pediatric office visit. Learn how you can spread joy, prevent ACEs, and increase positive childhood experiences for more children by visiting joyfultogether.org or stop by our booth at today's conference.
We try to remember that medicine is for the patient. We try never to forget that medicine is for the people. It is not only for the profit. The profits follow, and if we have remembered that, they have never failed to appear.
At Molina Healthcare of Ohio, we value our partnership with you, our providers and community partners. We recognize and appreciate how valuable your time is. Thank you for everything you do for our members. As our membership grows, so does our network of providers serving our members with high-quality health care. We're here to support you. You have a voice, and we want to hear what's on your mind. Our dedicated provider services team is here for you. Visit our provider website and go to the It Matters to Molina page to sign up for our provider bulletin. Watch and listen to past Molina presentations and video trainings. Access important tools and resources. And learn more about what we do to support you supporting our members. Because if it matters to you, it matters to Molina.
I love taking care of children because I'm perhaps a child at heart, and I love the interaction. My interest in medicine actually started about 40 years ago, and I had a need to help people in some fashion. I am trained in both pediatric surgery as well as abdominal transplantation. So I have expertise in all of the advanced approaches to pediatric liver transplantation, as well as kidney transplantation, transplanting babies as young as 1 year of age or even less. We sometimes will do a split liver transplant. We take a whole adult liver, split that liver into 2 transplantable sides so that a child may benefit from a smaller portion, and then the remainder can be transplanted into an adult recipient. The miracle is that liver actually has the capacity to grow with the child into adulthood. Also, the opportunity for living donor transplantation. This will provide yet one more opportunity to have patients not await liver transplantation longer than they need to. In addition, taking care of children with very complicated courses because of debilitating pancreatitis. Total pancreatectomy with islet autotransplantation, or TPIAT, is also a life-changing opportunity for children who really suffer from debilitating pancreatitis. TPIAT for pediatrics is not a common program. There are only a handful of institutions in the country that provide the opportunity for TPIAT to children, and that expertise will make Nationwide Children stand out amongst all other pediatric institutions. We are learning much more about what causes debilitating pancreatitis in children. What we don't know today, we will know tomorrow, in a few years, 10 or 20 years, and that will improve the ability to take care of children. Total pancreatectomy with islet autotransplantation, or TPIAT, is also a life-changing opportunity for children who really suffer from debilitating pancreatitis. What TPIAT is, we remove the entire pancreas. The secondary goal, we want to provide pancreatic function, insulin-producing capacity to those patients. So the second component involves isolating the islets from the pancreas, and then we auto-transplant those islets back into the patient, into the liver actually. Our hope is that those islets will provide as much insulin-secreting capacity as possible, and patients get weaned off of needing insulin so they are not diabetic for their entire lives.
Once the surgeon removes the pancreas, I take it to my islet isolation facility, collect the islet cells, basically they are insulin-producing cells, and they infuse the islet cells back to the same patient. In chronic pancreatitis pancreas, the pancreas is inflamed. So if we remove the insulin-producing cells and discard the remaining portion of the pancreas, is really important for taking care of the diabetes issues.
Having someone like Dr. Apokalai as part of our team as a critical component of the TPIAT program, he has isolated islets from more pancreases than probably anyone in the world, actually.
Islet cell transplantation, it's happening only in few centers in the United States with Dr. Jamie Nathan's surgical expertise, and we can do many transplant service to our patients.
Patients certainly start out in a very tough spot, a very debilitating course, and ultimately the vast majority of patients come off of opioids, so they no longer need their chronic narcotic. They end up back in school. They end up doing all of the activities that they have aspired to do. The opportunities here Nationwide to build an islet isolation program and combine that with the research initiatives to really improve the care of children is an amazing opportunity.
It's early and the sun rises on a new day. But while you're just waking up, nearly 17,000 fellow Ohioans are already hard at work on their family farms, responsibly raising beef from the pasture to your plate. Raising beef is complex, but one thing remains the same: the shared commitment to raise cattle in a safe, humane, and environmentally sustainable way using the latest technology and resources. Today, the Ohio Beef Council is uniting consumers with your neighbors in the beef community. Funded by Ohio's beef farming families, we are your resource for beef strength and nutrition and the latest in safe and comfortable farming practices and much more. Learn more today about the folks raising beef in your community at ohiobeef.org.
Plus Optics vision screeners represent the state-of-the-art in pediatric vision screening, offering both photorefraction and HOTV critical line visual acuity testing in one small, easy-to-use device. Plus Optics screeners are the only screeners marketed that offer both tests. All our screeners feature outstanding accuracy, are easy to use with tests taking mere seconds, and come with our industry-leading hassle-free warranty. To turn on the screener, push the small orange power button. The screener will be ready to screen a child in about 45 seconds. Once the screener is ready, you will see the home screen, where you can select the patient's age by tapping on the sliding bar in the middle of the screen. To start the test, simply press the orange button on the handle. To use the HOTV acuity test that is included on our screeners, press the HOTV button that you will see on the home screen. Every time you press this button, the screener will randomize the letters. See the Plus Optics website for more information on HOTV acuity testing. Screening should be done in a room large enough to allow the screener and patient to be at least 1 meter apart, with the screener roughly level with the patient's eyes. Outside light should be kept to a minimum, but fluorescent lighting is fine. In almost all cases, you can screen a child with the lights on. If the room is too light or too dark, the screener will tell you. Plus Optics screeners utilize 54 infrared LEDs to optimally illuminate the pupil. Unlike the visible flash of light from a cell phone camera, for instance, infrared light has no effect on pupil size. Children love our trademarked happy face, which, along with the warble sound, are designed to attract a child's attention. To start a screening, stand about 4 feet away from the patient with the screener at the same level as the patient's eyes and push the orange button on the handle. Watching the screen, move in until the image on the screen is clear and there are green circles around the pupils and the line between the eyes is green. This tells you that the distance is correct and the screener has found the pupils. The screening distance is 1 meter, so you should only need to move in a few inches. Once the screener is at the right distance, it will automatically take the screening and immediately display the results. The results of the screening will be clearly displayed on the screen. Should you wish to zoom in on the eyes for further analysis, all you have to do is tap the screen. To unzoom the image, tap the screen again. This is a feature only available on Plus Optics vision screeners. To view the refractive data, select the middle icon under the image and the refractive data will be displayed. With a referral result, the reason for the referral recommendation will also be displayed on this page. Regardless of the screener model, to save the results, all you need to do is tap the printer icon on the bottom left of the screen. If you want to enter the patient's information, type the patient's first and last name along with the date of birth. Once you've entered the data, tap the green check mark and a report will be created and saved to the SD card. Entering the patient's data can also be done before the screening if you prefer. If your screener is connected to Wi-Fi and automatic printing is set up, the report will automatically print to whatever printer you select and, if desired, also save a copy to a computer or server. Automatic printing can be set up using Plus Optics Connect, which is a free PC app that can be downloaded from our website. We also offer a battery-powered portable infrared label printer that works with all of our vision screener models. In conclusion, Plus Optics has been a world leader in vision screening since 2001 and still sets the standard today. Our screeners have clinically validated accuracy with specificity as high as 95%, which reduces over-referrals. We are the only screener that provides photorefraction and HOTV critical line acuity testing in one device. Our screeners display immediate results in an easy-to-use, patient-friendly, award-winning device. Our hassle-free warranty covers repairs, including accidental damage. We have a low cost of ownership, and we utilize CPT codes 99177 and 99173 for enhanced reimbursement. If you have any questions, please ask your representative. Additional information can also be found on the Plus Optics website.
Have you ever wondered how your primary care physician is licensed? Who disciplines your physician assistant or massage therapist when they jeopardize patient safety? The State Medical Board of Ohio is a state agency tasked with regulating the practice of medicine in Ohio. We have a mission to protect and enhance the health and safety of the public through effective medical regulation. In essence, the board establishes standards of practice for providers in Ohio and enforces Ohio regulation by disciplining licensees that violate rule or law to ensure patient safety.
The Medical Board regulates more than 90,000 licensees in Ohio across different disciplines. This includes physicians, anesthesiologist assistants, genetic counselors, dietitians, respiratory therapists, and more. The board has several primary functions that can be identified as core services. First, the board is responsible for issuing and renewing licenses for all of its practitioners. When complaints are filed, the board conducts confidential investigations of a licensee. When a complaint is substantiated, the board may decide to discipline the licensee for the violation. The board can also put a licensee on probation to provide additional monitoring instead of disciplining, or as a condition of continued practice. And lastly, the board creates educational outreach strategies to communicate important updates and changes to licensees and the public. There is so much to learn about the State Medical Board of Ohio. That's why we are creating a series of videos like this one to explain some of our most common processes. As we've discussed, the Medical Board has many responsibilities. But for you to understand our role fully, it's also important for you to know the areas in which the board does not have jurisdiction. These areas include billing or fee disputes, insurance coverage, personality conflicts, bedside manner or rudeness of practitioners, HIPAA violations, scheduling issues, employee or employer disputes, issues with hospitals, urgent care centers or clinics, and nursing homes.
Protecting the public is our #1 priority, and we could not accomplish our work without the confidence of the public to do the right thing. If you have questions about our processes, you can call us at 614-466-3934 or email contact@med.ohio.gov. To file a complaint, visit our website, med.ohio.gov, or call our hotline at 1-833-333-7626. And remember, all complaints with the Medical Board are confidential.